Hello, it's Halloween and it is raining. I guess it's gonna be a very wet, rainy, windy Halloween for the kids here. Apparently this town, they don't postpone it ever. I have a lot of friends and family in other towns and they in many cases have postponed it. Can I just say it's really amazing to watch clouds just sit on mountains. I think it's one of the most mesmerizing things for me. Just watching it drift by. I guess that's been another thing. Um, Exploring the spirit world today is, quite honestly, supposed to be, in many cultures, the day where the living and the dead are closest. Now, how I would interpret that is just being that the spirit world and the physical world are very easily visible to one another. So for families in Mexico, paying honor to their ancestors. Again, these are cultural differences that I'm thinking back to olden days where people would be like, "That's evil." It's not evil. It's just how different people express their mourning. You know, in some cultures, like in Japan and I'm trying to think other places in Asia, well, they'll have little shrines to think about their family before they go to work and say, I love you. Just because something is different and unusual to us does not mean it is evil. Evil can be quite easily identifiable by acts. So I guess, coming from a place where the indigenous had their entire culture almost taken away from them. Like I'm amazed that we could even come from a society like that. But here I have to look and see that it's not so far off, that we are so close to still being in that insanely backwards, evil way of being where, people are like, oh, I'm doing this for Jesus. Doing it for Jesus. Jesus, if you actually can read, which, historically a lot of people couldn't, is talking about being kind and loving to even the social outcasts. The sick, the disabled, people who normally would have been regarded as trash, and in some cultures still are regarded as trash. So, if anything, we should be able to take whatever it is that needs healing, use our sense. Evil is identifiable. Evil is like somebody does insane hurt and harm. I would say stealing kids from families like they did in those times, that was freaking evil. And while some people don't necessarily believe, and I still don't know why, that this residential school situation is like real, like, I guess because it is. It sounds so far gone. Like, what could be the shadow of humanity, you know what I mean? To do such horrible acts. Also, I apologize. Over there is a cop car and a city thing that just pulled up, and I don't normally see them. I usually just kind of sit here and write. This is my spot where in the morning I I'm out and I go for a morning run. I say hi to the birds and the trees, and, it's just, I align myself with myself. I also get to connect to, like, my grandma, because her and my family have lived here their whole lives. And I miss her dearly. So, considering the day, I just want to say hey to y'all. And just remember, just because something's different doesn't mean it's evil. It takes time to explore, get to understand different cultures and how they perceive things. But true evil is measurable, and it is done by suffering. Anybody who would cause an animal to hurt unnecessarily for, the joy of hurting another, that's evil. That's evil. That's absolute evil. There's also the cultural exchange, again, from the indigenous perspective, that we need to eat. And when we take a life, we can say, I'm sorry, and try to make it as not painful as possible to honor that creature and to honor it for its sacrifice. That, to me, is ethical, responsible. But here we have a history of Christianity, and I am the descendant of one of these people who had this philosophy, and I've had to discuss it a lot of my life, why I am appalled by the history. And that if I really, really care about this person I claim to follow, Jesus, that it's his true acts that I want to be just helping the poor, being kind to those who need kindness. Somebody can have a completely different philosophy from me, but if I get to know them, usually I can appreciate our difference in opinion and views. But historically, that was also the divide. We were so afraid of people who had different views from us because, we didn't want our kids being influenced by it. Making things right. I'm gonna get to writing. Today, this is the first step for me, because I'm very shy. I'm incredibly shy. And I really want to get out there and thank everybody for all the work they do for the community. Like, I still have no idea what's going on over there. I just see another city worker pull up. But I hope everything's okay. And I guess if there is any news, I'll keep you posted. Everybody going to work every day keeps the world going. People serving you at the gas station. People serving you... Oh, I see. They had to open the gate for the police. Huh. Interesting. Sorry. This was not the intent of my focus, was not, I guess, being part of that, but just talking about spirit, because when I look at the clouds on the mountain, I think, that reminds me of spirit. When I talk to all the cute little chickadees asking me for food, I see them as little spirits. Oh, and here's another cop car coming up. Jeez, okay, I really want to know what happened now. Later, guys.